Vibrant from Airwick.
No matter where you live, if you're injured, the help you need is just a call away. Call the Strong Arm, attorney John Foy and Associates.
We cover every inch of Georgia because if you're hurt and need help, we'll come to you. No matter where you live, no matter where you are.
From the station that's on your side, News 12, first at 5, continues.
Broken tree limbs and debris in the streets while crews start to clean up the mess left behind by the storms from last night. There is more severe weather on the way for parts of the CSRA. I think a lot of people today are cleaning up. You sound very excited for that severe weather.
I know, that's just what we need.
But the rain is not a bad thing.
Okay.
It's been so hot, Riley.
Absolutely. The rain does help cool us off. It has been an extremely hot week for us. All week long, we've kind of seen these feel-like temperatures well above normal for us. And this is a look at actually the shelf cloud that passed over our studios yesterday with that severe storm that did produce, unfortunately, a lot of damage yesterday. A lot of trees and power lines reported down. You can see as this gust front moves through, you can see it really kicks up the dust around that concrete plant off Riverwatch Parkway, and then our camera just starts going crazy. So I did post that video in our app if you want to check that out. We do have the continued risk for severe storms.
All right, thanks, Riley. Wow, take a look at this. This is video sent in by a viewer showing that massive shelf cloud last night that Riley told us was coming as the storms rolled in. You can even see, the lightning there that's flashing in those clouds in that video.
That is wild. And we have some radar here showing that storm system moving in last night. You can see that line of red starting to just move through the Augusta area, the lighting up with lightning. If you were up last night, you definitely saw and heard a lot of that thunder as well.
No, it was loud, and in its wake, trees were toppled, debris ended up all over the roads. Our Audrey Dickherber is live for us tonight. And Audrey, walk us through some of the damage that you've been out checking out today.
Yeah, the homeowner told me that they're actually working on a shed in the backyard whenever this tree fell. Now, we're actually on the side of the house where this tree overcame all the way over here. Now, underneath is where an SUV and a trailer were buried. And as you can see, barely see the headlight. But that wasn't the only home that was damaged. We went to a few homes today that had fallen trees in the front yard and in the backyard, broken tree limbs that flew and hit houses and cars, as well as trees that were blocking multiple roads. People in the area say the storm was very loud and that crews were up late last night in the road trying to get streets cleared.
Wind was blowing real hard, and then I heard chainsaws running, and I come out on the front porch. Police car was here with the lights flashing. Tree was across the road, and it was still raining. I was able to cut the tree down in the rain.
Now, the many people that I talked to today said they're just relieved that nobody was hurt and that they're just trying to figure out what to do next. But coming up on News 12 at 6, you'll hear from the homeowner of this house and from a tree removal service about how busy they were.
Yeah, it was loud, and a lot of people have a lot of cleanup work to do.
Going to be a busy weekend for a lot of our neighborhoods out there. Thanks for that, Audrey.
Yeah. A suspect involved in the deadly mass shooting on Sandbar Ferry Road has been granted bond. Jessica Sapp's bond was set at $25,000. Now, her defense claims she has no role in the shootout and was just a passenger in a car. And she wasn't involved in the actual shooting. 9 others are also facing charges for that deadly shooting that happened back on May 13th. 5 people were shot, 2 of whom died from their injuries. Richmond County Sheriff Richard Roundtree says the shooting started at a motorcycle club event when words were exchanged between some people and then shots were fired. The motive behind the shooting still unclear tonight.
McDuffie County's animal shelter is still not open. The new director resigned just 4 months into the job, and the shelter is still fighting allegations of abuse and neglect. But despite the setbacks, the new director is trying her best to get things back up and running very quickly. I sat down with Michaela McLean, the new animal services director, on her plan for the shelter.
Transparency is 100% my goal. Is you can come in, you can see what we have nothing to hide.
And all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, we hear more from McLean and get a better idea of when the McDuffie County Animal Shelter could open once more.
You might start to see some new signs on roads and bridges warning trucks to get off the road immediately. A new law increasing the weights of some trucks is putting some Georgia counties kind of in a sticky spot.
Our State House reporter Abby Kasoris found out some counties are closing the bridges altogether.
On rural roads like this one, you'll see truck drivers driving where they're not supposed to.
Once this bridge is closed, they've got to find an alternate route.
Lamar County Commissioner Nancy Thrash says the Department of Transportation has told them they'll need to close and repair 5 of the county's bridges. This bridge is one of more than 1,000 that transportation officials say can't withstand heavier loads. Thrash says it will inconvenience everyone.
The increase in weights is going to increase the damages on the road. That's a given.
More than 700 bridges can be used by drivers, but signs have to be posted telling trucks they cannot use the bridges and to take another route, leaving local law enforcement to monitor and issue citations if a truck driver breaks the rule.
We don't have the money to buy the equipment to do that. We don't have the staffing to do that. So that's a major concern as well. That may as well just be a moot point with us.
Thrash was one of more than 100 leaders from around the state begging lawmakers not to pass that bill. She says that rural counties like Lamar County simply don't have the funds to pay for those bridge repairs and the damage those trucks will cause. People here have just passed a T-Splost, gathering their tax dollars to make improvements to their rural roads.
With this increase in truck weights now, a lot of that money is going to have to be used towards repairing the roads instead of paving and giving the citizens the nice roads they expect.
Transportation officials say state and local governments will post signs with weight restrictions on additional bridges by September 2nd. In Lamar County, I'm Abby Kasoris.
A new study shows Georgia ranks among the highest for maternal mortality rates. We'll take a look at one man who's making sure his wife's story is remembered. Riley.
And we do have blue skies overhead right now, but we are looking at storm threat to increase later this evening. Update on the forecast coming up.
Over the past several weeks, the community took to social media expressing their gratitude for years of protection from Deputy Mercer, who was shot in the line of duty. Many say he's more than just a police. He's a staple hero in Augusta. And coming up all new tonight on News 12 at 6 o'clock, an inside look at how the community is flipping the switch, rallying together to nurse him back to health.
Time and Temp. Time and Temp. Brought to you by Jamie Casino Injury Lawyers.
I'm attorney Jamie Casino. If you're injured in a wreck, our team has scored record results in the courtroom, and our Google rating is excellent. Injured in a wreck? Call me right now.
Make this the summer event.
New Jeep Compass, $399 a month lease in Waynesboro.
Shop more Jeeps in minutes than anywhere else.
It's a short drive on Highway 25.
Shop goodtogowaynesboro.com to save time and money.
Now I tell them thank you. My children have a mom. My husband has a wife. She didn't just save me, but saved my family.
Badcock Home Furniture and More of North Augusta is your place to go to make your home just right. We have the largest furniture and appliance selection in North Augusta, and we carry the biggest names such as Stanhope, Vogue, and Lazy Boy. When shopping for home furniture, make us your first stop. We offer quality products, affordable prices, and friendly customer service. Badcock of North Augusta. Let us make your home just right. Located just 2 doors down from Sunrise Grill on Martintown Road in the Crossroads Market Shopping Center.
Yes, I'm on
Crossroads Market Shopping Center.
Yes, I'm on wonderful time of the year.
Non-drowsy Claritin knocks out symptoms from over 200 allergens without knocking you out. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
Make this the summer event in Waynesboro.
Payments to fit your budget.
Up to $9,500 off new Gladiator Rubicons.
Big city selection with hometown prices.
Good to go. Waynesboro.com.
Welcome back, folks. Rain chances look to be 20% or less most days next week, and temperatures will get hot again by around Wednesday.
Okay, thanks, Riley. 2 mothers die during childbirth every day in the United States. A recent study found that maternal mortality doubled between 1999 and 2019, and Georgia's numbers are among the highest.
A brand new bill called the Kira Johnson Act is trying to prevent Georgia families from experiencing this horrible loss. Doug Wrdw has that story.
So the best way I can describe Kira is absolutely like sunshine personified.
Charles Johnson met his wife Kira at a friend's birthday party in Atlanta. The two had an instant connection.
We exchanged information, and the rest is history.
In 2014, they welcomed their first child. 2 years later, they prepared to welcome their second. Kira gave birth around 4 in the afternoon.
What took place over the next 10 hours, 7 years later, is still hard for me to digest and comprehend.
Charles started noticing blood in Kira's catheter and immediately alerted doctors who told him not to worry. By the time the sun came up, Kira had died, a postpartum hemorrhage that left her bleeding and suffering for hours.
The thought that my wife would not walk out to raise her boys, it never crossed my mind.
Charles would go on to found For Kira, For Moms, a nonprofit that provides other families who lost moms in childbirth with all sorts of help. Now, organizations like Charles's could be getting more help from the federal government in an act named For Kira. Georgia Senator Raphael Warnock is a sponsor. As is so often the case in healthcare, he says black women make up the bulk of the statistic.
Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die than their white sisters.
The bill would provide funding and research to groups already working against the horrific trend. Hemorrhages, postpartum heart issues, and cries for help being ignored by doctors, like in Kira's case, are the leading causes.
Literally something that has been taking place from the beginning of time is something that we can't get right here in the United States, and that we haven't been getting right here in Georgia.
Now, Charles Johnson's nonprofit, For Kira for Moms, also offers implicit bias training so that hospital staff knows what to look for in cases just like Kira's.
Well, is your TV watching you? Well, coming up, the answer is yes, but not how you may think. Stick with us.
First, it's not for the faint of flavor. Woo, saucy! Zaxby's.
The price of just about everything is higher today than it was 5 years ago, but televisions, they are an exception. Despite TVs getting better every year, prices continue to drop.
Our consumer tech reporter Jamie Tucker takes a closer look at why prices are dropping and answers questions about spy cameras.
The smart TVs are a real bargain. If you were to buy this big 65-inch set 5, 6 years ago, you would have paid thousands of dollars. If you get the same set today, even better, you may pay under $500. The reason TVs are getting so cheap is also the answer to a question I get frequently: are our TVs watching us?
In a matter of speaking, smart TVs do watch the people watching it, but probably not how you think. Most TVs do not have cameras. Samsung is an exception, as many of its models have cameras embedded in the bezels around the screen. But TVs do watch what you're watching. Manufacturers call this post-purchase monetization, meaning instead of relying on sales, they can earn revenue for as long as you own the TV by gathering and selling your information about what you watch, how long you watch it, and what you search for. The data itself is not connected to your name, but it is connected to your home IP address. So based on what you watch on television, you may see more targeted ads when you open Gmail, browse social media, or the internet. If that's TMI being shared, you can turn off data collection on most TVs, enter TV settings, look for privacy options, and turn on limit tracking. And if you're really concerned, you can simply unplug the TV from the internet, but you'll lose most of the functionality you bought the TV for.
If you want to know if your TV has a camera, consult your user's manual. By and large, those are going to be Samsung TVs. Yes, smart TV prices continue to drop, but we are going to be paying for these TVs for as long as we have them with our information. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
All right, in its earnings report, TV manufacturer Vizio revealed it makes 2 times more from selling information than what it earns in sales of its TVs.
Wow, data is
absolutely
valuable. Officials in Atlanta are warning you to be alert as a new type of scam becomes more popular: QR codes. Even young people who think they're too tech savvy to fall for this are victims here. Fake QR codes are popping up inside parking garages saying to scan them to pay, but instead, your personal data can be stolen.
What scammers are now doing is that they're accessing websites that can create these QR codes for free. People are just scanning. They don't take the time to think and say, hey, what am I putting my information to? Where is this information being housed at?
Well, the company responsible for that parking lot in West Midtown says they are aware. They're working to find the person responsible, but this is why we can't have nice things.
The scams never end.
I know.
They're always popping up and they're always new. Always got to be on alert there.
Yep.
Well, there are a lot of changes coming to the college football season in 2024 and the SEC in particular.
That's right. News 12 Sports Director Dan Booth joins us now to tell us what these scheduling changes mean for some of our favorite rivalries moving forward. Dan.
With the Texas Longhorns and the Oklahoma Sooners set to join the SEC in 2024, and the SEC electing to not extend their conference schedules, there's a chance some of our favorite matchups won't be happening as often. The legendary rivalry between Georgia and Florida dates back to 1915, and even though there are no signs the Dogs and the Gators won't be playing annually, the location of this classic game is still subject to change. This game has been played down in Jacksonville for decades now, but with the looming construction of the Jaguars' new stadium, it has many people, including Kirby Smart, wondering if this rivalry should be moved back to Athens and Gainesville.
I want what's best for the student athlete, and I want what's best for our program. Unfortunately, if you consider that to be a premier matchup in a national game, there's no recruit that will ever take an official visit or get to visit the campus while the game's in Jacksonville. That's just physically impossible. So both universities, not just Georgia, lose out on an opportunity to showcase their campus in the greatest light there is.
The Bulldogs and the Gators have signed on to play in Jacksonville for the next couple of seasons before construction of the Jags' new stadium begins in 2026.
All right, thanks for that, Dan. Remember, folks, keep an eye to the sky for the next several hours. We are looking at storms moving in from the west and north, and some of these could turn severe. We'll have another update for you coming up just after the break.
Helping people. We have the experience to help you get the money that you deserve.
Well, Chipotle wants you to score some free food while the U.S. women's national soccer team scores during the 2023 World Cup. Every time the team scores a goal, you could win a free meal.
Okay, you need to be following the women's soccer Twitter page for this, though. That's where they will post a unique code for a free entree. The first 2,500 fans to text the code to 888-222 will get that free digital entree, so pay attention.
I think they play against Ecuador tonight at 9, if I'm not mistaken. That could have been yesterday. I've been bad about the scheduling.
So each goal they'll send out a unique code, or if they win.
Yeah.
If this is like the NBA Finals or whatever that was, where you have to
The
scan the
taco?
code, and you have to send it in within 0.2 seconds to get anything, it's
Yeah.
not going to work.
Yeah, but hey, 888-222, I believe is the code. Follow their Twitter account, so hey, you may get a free Chipotle meal out of it. Hey, we got a nice view over SR.